later as Padilla goes to work against Michael Bourne. Underway with ball one. We will scout out Padilla.
On the season, he's 5-3. 5 home runs allowed, tied for the 4th fewest among American League starters who have at least 10 starts. 195 opponent's batting average against right-hand hitters. That's the 7th best in the American League.
Love that Vinny's been keeping the ball down. As you said, only the 5 home runs allowed. Elvis Andrus scoops one up, and the speedy Michael Bourne is out to start the night. The Rangers defense is brought to you by your Dallas BMW dealers. Murphy, Bird, and Cruz in the outfield, just like last night. Andrews back for Omar Vizquel Short. Saw Omar run around out there for 9 innings yesterday. And Taylor Teagarden catching Padilla for the 3rd time in a row. Karen Saltalamacchia did the catching last night, and he kind of one-upped Pudge in that game. It was supposed to be all about Pudge Rodriguez last night, celebrating his ascension to most games caught in the history of the big leagues. But then Salty did a pretty good Pudge imitation circa 1999. He hit a home run, and he threw 2 bullets to second base in the 9th inning to keep that game tied. Three 3-0 to Keppinger. He's the guy that made that error in the bottom of the 10th last night that got the Rangers running and got him ultimately that walk-off win that we talked about, 5-4. Pretty exciting little ball game last night, as it turned out. Rangers had some chances to win it before the 10th. But let's not quibble. At least they did win it in 10 innings. They stay 2 games ahead of the Halos. From 3-0 to 3-2 on Keppinger.
That looks like about 5 strikes to me. First 3 were called balls. Every one of them was a strike.
The 0-5 pitch is grounded slowly up near third. That's foul.
I say everyone's a strike. Everyone could have been a strike.
Could have been.
Some of it is up to the umpire's interpretation when they're that close.
We saw kind of a stingy strike zone from Tim Cheetah last time Tim Cheetah worked the plate in a Ranger game. The Turtle Lake, Wisconsin native.
Padilla's coming off 2 good starts. He beat the Red Sox, 7 innings, 2 earned runs. Then he beat the Dodgers, 5 innings, no runs. Started out 3-0. Now he's thrown 4 straight strikes.
Couple of foul balls here from Keppinger, and it was all about the foul balls in that Dodger game that you're talking about, Tex.
Sure was.
There was 39 of them in 5 innings.
And that cost Vicente at least 1 inning and maybe 2 innings just with the extra foul balls. You're going to get foul balls every game, but he had way more than normal that game.
Line drive right field, curling to Nelly Cruz. Yeah, think about it. On average, 8 foul balls per inning when Padilla was out there last time. Now Padilla's got to deal with Miguel Tejada. Among the league leaders in the National League in batting average, .342. Well, the Astros being winless against the Rangers. They're essentially a .500 team against everybody else besides the Rangers. They'd be 29-29. The Rangers have secured that silver boot and how. Already 5-0 with that last game of the series tonight. Another at bat, beginning 3-0. There's what we're talking about regarding Tejada. Only David Wright of the Mets is ahead of him. We're going to see Pablo Sandoval and those San Francisco Giants tomorrow night. At a ballpark at which the Rangers have yet to win, AT&T Park in San Francisco. There's a walk to Tejada. Rangers are 0-6 at that ballpark. Interleague play brings them back to San Francisco starting tomorrow. For a chance to match up against a big unit. The 45-year-old Randy Johnson tomorrow night. I don't know about you, Tag. I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah, even though it's toward the end of his career, I'm not sure when his career is going to end, but it's obviously getting close. And he's not quite as dominant on a consistent basis. On any given day, he can still tune up a gem. I know the Ranger hitters are looking forward to the challenge.
One-time Ranger Carlos Lee in batting .312. 0-2 this time. A couple of 3-0 counts before this at bat. This time the opposite, 0-2.
Vicente's had a good fastball his last 2 starts. He got a good fastball tonight, too. Good sinking action to it, good movement. And when he's missed, he hasn't missed by much in this game. They've been right around the strike zone. Even the 4 pitches to Tejada were close.
Padilla's walked either 3 or 4 batters in each of his last 7 starts, so pretty consistent with that. The 1-2 to Lee. Just off the plate, 2-2. He's going to be earning every strike here.
First 2 definitely in the zone. Number 4 close to the outside corner, but definitely a ball.
Rolled in a left field base hit for Lee. Couple of 2-out base runners and Lance Berkman coming up with 998 career runs batted in.
Well, Berkman really hasn't been hot in this Rangers series. In fact, in Houston, he was up in a lot of situations where one hit at a key time could have changed the game. And the Rangers have been kind of fortunate in that regard. You have to think from here on out, Berkman is not going to keep hitting .248. He's going to get hot again. A lifetime 300 hitter.
Ball getting away from Taylor Teagarden. So now 2nd and 3rd for Padilla to deal with. And Berkman, for what it's worth, lifetime against Padilla has worn him out. 10 for 18. Now last one goes as a pass ball on Taylor.
That's a tough pass ball. Looking for the ball on the outside corner. It's about a foot inside. And as far as he reached, the ball went off the tip of his glove.
Well, kind of a similar start now for Padilla. In terms of that Dodger game comparison, just too many first inning pitches. This will be number 22. Top to bottom, Houston makes pretty good contact up there. They've got the 2nd fewest strikeouts in the National League. Padilla deals, and Berkman will take strike 1. The native Texan Brandon Backey will be on the mound for Houston tonight. His first start of the year. Of course, he missed a couple of months on the DL. He's been working out of the Astros bullpen of late. He will get the start tonight. Teagarden looks around, finds that baseball after the swinging strike. 2-2.
bottom dropped out of that pitch. Looked like a splitter. Really fooled Berkman. Berkman looking for something to hit right there. Ahead in the count.
Pulled him so badly. Do you contemplate coming back with it? There's kind of a new wrinkle from Vinny this inning. That set up the fastball instead.
Yeah, no, you can go pretty much with whatever you want right here. He's shown him everything. He's throwing a slider for a strike, showing him the fastball. Whatever you feel you can make the best pitch with.
How about the
fastball?
Heat? Yeah.
Inside corner.
Oh, but the disturbing trend continues, though. Just a lot of pitches that'll drive Padilla out of the game early if this keeps up.
Well, not foul balls tonight. It's just pitches a little bit out of the strike zone. Pitching carefully, trying to make good pitches.
Runners at second and third. The 2-2-2 out pitch is down and in. And the Arlington native Hunter Pence on deck. There's the foul ball, Dodger style. That was the one game in the Dodgers series the Rangers won. The Blue Jays, the Dodgers, and the Astros on this homestand, and the Rangers with a chance to go to 5-4. The finale of the homestand tonight. Again, the 3-2. Bouncing ball past Padilla to Kinsler. Gliding, making the play to end the drive. Took a while, but the Astros did not score. Kinsler coming in to lead off for the Rangers. Finale of a three-game series. The Rangers lineup presented by Southwest. Kinsler, Young, and Blaylock. That's the upper third. Then it's Cruz, Murphy, and Bird. Chris Davis, Taylor Teagarden, and the young shortstop Elvis Andrews all taking their cuts against Brandon Backey tonight. He could do without the ERA of 12, I'm sure, but through 9 innings this year, Mr. Grieve, that's what he's got.
Yeah, he's had some injury problems over his career for sure. He was on the disabled list to start the season this year, as a matter of fact. This will be his 5th game, first start. He's only pitched 9 innings. He had a strained left intercostal muscle. Not sure exactly what that is, to be honest with you.
That's the rib cage area. Yeah.
Okay. It's not the first time he's had that injury, as a matter of fact. He had it back in 2005. He was on the disabled list with the same thing. 2006, he had Tommy John surgery, which affected him all of 2007.
Kinsler bouncing ball deep short. Tejada plants and throws, and Kinsler's out.
Yeah, Miguel doesn't have quite the agility he did 10 years ago, but that's one play he can still make. He's got a really good arm. He can plant and throw someone out for the hole, from the hole, for sure.
Erstad, Bourne, and Pence in the outfield for Houston. There's your infield, and here's your battery coming up. Backey and Humberto Quintero. Michael Young and Brandon Backey has been a matchup that has favored Michael to the tune of, well, a career batting average of .769 for Michael. In fact, he was 9 for his first 9 against Backey. Now he is 10 for 13. So a career, well, not quite .770 hitter against tonight's starting pitcher. That is having a guy's number.
Backey's been hurt by the home run ball in a brief 9 innings this year. He's given up 3, but last year he gave up 36 home runs in 166 innings. 31 starts, 36 home runs. So that plagued him last year.
Michael Young against Brandon Backey. The smart money's on Michael. He drives it out of here. Home run.
something in this game, too.
Michael Young's 9th home run of the year. Brandon Backey is just still his whipping boy. And in tonight's game, we're participating in the Home Run Challenge, where through your pledges for every home run hit, $17,000 is raised. That for prostate cancer research as Blaylock lines to right. If you'd like to make a pledge, we invite you to call 1-800-798-CURE, or you can log on to PCF.org. Michael Young has just raised $17,000 with a home run to right field. Already at $1.2 million raised this year. Prostate cancer research is a cause very near and dear to this broadcast booth.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Look how healthy you look now. Look at that.
Well, the good thing about prostate cancer is if you have regular checkups, it's a slow spreading disease that is very treatable in the early stages. So my message is be checked, be careful.
$17,000 raised courtesy of Michael Young. He was now 11 of 14 against Brandon Backey.
Thank you, Josh. Community Corner tonight. We have Mike King back with Buses for Baseball. Great organization sponsored by the Major League Baseball Association and also Volunteers of America. Right, Mike?
That's right. That's right. We are tickled to be here. We've got about 50 kids here. 50 kids from Buses for Baseball. Right, kids? Yeah. For Volunteers of America, thanks to the Major League Baseball Players Trust. Had them out here before the game. Got autographs from Eddie Guardado and C.J. Wilson and Omar Vizquel and Darren O'Day. They've had a great time, haven't the kids?
Yeah. All right. So big day for the kids and for others who want to get involved. What do they need to do, Mike?
You betcha. Just look at Volunteers of America, Texas on the internet, www.HOUATTEX.org.
All right. Appreciate it. Having a good time, huh? Yeah. All right, Josh.
Thank you, Jim, and welcome, kids. Appreciate you being here. Jim Knott scrambled after the game yesterday to talk to Jared Saltalamacchia, who was among the heroes. It was a game filled with different contributions from different guys in different ways, I guess you can say. And at the very end, it took 10 innings, but yeah, the Rangers had that very hard-fought 5-4 win. David Murphy, nice job of going to the opposite field for that game-winning base hit.
Yeah, that was a tough pitch to line into left field for a base hit. It looked like it was about 6 inches outside.
Slowly hit up near third. There's Michael Young. Our Geico quote comes from David Murphy. It talks about the art of the walk-off. And for those kind of new to the program, I guess, or new to the modern-day baseball vernacular, walk-off is a new age, new wave kind of a term. I mean, when you played, nobody said walk-off.
No, I don't remember hearing that.
It means you walk off, and more to the point, the other guy has to walk or basically slump off the field. You got the hit. You can celebrate. The other team walks off, and that's how the game ends. Nice bunt from Matsui. Nothing for Teagarden to do. And just to finish that thought tag, we get emails and tweets. People reach out and say some people say anyway, they don't like that term, the walk off. I think it kind of cheapens things somehow, but it's just kind of.
It cheapens things?
I don't know how or why.
I think it's kind of added to it, really. People talk about it, think about it.
It's descriptive. It is how I look at it. I mean,
me too.
It literally defines how the game ends. The pitcher threw the pitch. Ball game over.
I mean, what sounds better? David Murphy had a base hit to win the game last night, or David Murphy's hit won the game in walk-off fashion.
Walk-off just sounds cool.
Yeah,
I agree.
I like it too. I don't think it cheapens anything. And it is a great feeling for the team. It's a great feeling for the batter that does something to allow that to happen.
Darren Erstad, currently in the mother of all slumps, is going to bang into a double play. A 4-6-3 double play. His slump is at 0 for 28. Not good. Rangers ahead 1-0 with the bottom of the second coming up. United States introduced to the crowd. The newly named George W. Bush Owners Suite. It has been christened that tonight.
There's not a lot of things that would get President Bush away from that plate of food he had in front of him right there. Took a standing ovation to get him out from that food.
Hail to the chief from this booth and from about 30,000 fans at the ballpark tonight. David Murphy, who went to the White House with his Ranger teammates right around this time last year, and got a chance to meet the president. And I remember David being astonished that President Bush knew who he was. No prompting or anything. Hey, you're the guy from Houston. You're David Murphy.
Well, the president is a really great baseball fan. Always was and has remained one all through his presidency. One thing he didn't give up, watching baseball.
Ah, yes.
Back to more important things, though.
Out of a Rangers helmet, no less. Not an Astros helmet, we point out. If one can look presidential while eating ice cream from a batting helmet.
Well, he's in great shape.
He really
can eat all the ice cream he wants.
Very gracious and very cool to have him at the ballpark tonight. Marlon Byrd, a ground ball foul. Inside, almost hit him. Again, the Rangers a 5-4 winner last night. And 5 seems to be about high tide of late. I'll give you a stat in just a moment here. I had to double check this tag because it kind of blew my mind. I mean, 8 years now I've been here. You've been here 30 plus doing Ranger baseball in some way, shape, or form. And you figure that this team, over the span of 30 games, is going to get a 7-run game a bunch of times. Just by accident because of how they're built. But the last 31 games now, the number of times the Rangers have scored more than 6 runs is 1 time. Yet here they are in first place.
Well, it just speaks to what we've talked about and what we've seen all year long, that they're winning games in a way that they haven't done it recently, and that's with good pitching and good defense. And there's probably been some times where the team has gone that long without scoring 7 runs. We might not have scored 7 runs in a game all season long in 1972, but the Ranger teams of the last 4 or 5 years, that is very rare.
Been a bunch of 6s in there, to be fair, but we're used to seeing 8s and 9s and 10s. Marlon Byrd is out by half a step. Rangers had the one game right at the end of May where they beat up on Oakland 14-1. That's the only time they've scored more than 6 in the last essentially 5 weeks. Folks, the Rangers hosting the Chevy Women That Soar series. June 27th, experts from Medical Center of Arlington discuss ways women can improve health and well-being. You attend that, you also get tickets to that night's Rangers-Padres game. TexasRangers.com has more information. Speaking of women in baseball, by the way, our delightful stage manager, Allie, in honor of the Silver Boot series. Did you see the kicks on Allie tonight?
I've seen them. They're beautiful.
That is some fancy footwear.
You don't think the silver boot means something in this booth? We go so far as we have people that wear silver boots.
They are silver and they are stunning.
I think Allie's boots are better than the actual boot that they give to the winner of this series. Look at that.
That's the entire package right there, but we showed you the boots first. I know the emails will be flooding in. Where do I get silver boots?
Oh, where do I get her phone number? That's what the emails are going to be saying. We'll be giving that out in the 5th inning.
Davis a drive to right. It is deep and it is gone. And the first one for Crush in a while. Got to go back to May 26th. But he got it, and another $17,000 raised for prostate cancer research.
Well, we talked about Backy last year gave up 36 home runs. He's given up 5 home runs now in 10 2/3 innings.
Now, he was matched up against the wrong team with that stat that you just rolled out there. 36 home runs allowed in really not all that many innings last year.
No, he had 31 starts, but only 166 innings. He had a good start against the Rangers. Back on May 18th last year, he beat the Rangers, had a quality start. Pitched down. Chris was able to elevate it enough to get it out of here.
Chris working awfully hard to get back to where he knows he can be. And right when that batting average was maybe going to turn south of 200, he makes sure that doesn't happen with home run number 13. Teagarden with the opposite of the Davis at bat. Little squirter out in front of home plate. But the Davis home run has now made it 2-0 Rangers at the end of 2 tonight. Yard Care Solutions start at SteelDealers.com. Now the Rangers out to a 2-0 lead on a couple of solo home runs. Each of the Rangers' last dozen home runs now have been solos. Kind of weird.
That is weird.
But at least they're hitting home runs again. There was a drought there for a while. The number 9 hitter for Houston's their catcher, Humberto Quintero. With that back pants pocket pulled out. That's another kind of baseball style point.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Hitting with the pocket out.
Ouch.
Slowly rolled towards Kinsler, and Quintero and his pocket are retired.
Josh, Olene Vaughn is a great Ranger fan, and she's going to have surgery tomorrow. Olene, we want you to know that our thoughts are with you. Wish you the best in your surgery. We know you're going to be fine. Be back watching Ranger baseball in no time. So we're thinking about you, Olene.
Strike one to Michael Bourne. A couple other health notes, I guess, for you here, Tag. We got the Dustin Nippert and Frankie Francisco rehab appearances happening tonight at Double-A as Frisco takes on Corpus. Rangers and Astros farmhands tonight, Double-A style, and Frankie Francisco expected to pitch a little bit. Eligible to come off the DL tomorrow, but I guess realistically Saturday or Sunday is where the Rangers are hoping to get him activated again.
Well, that'll really set the bullpen up nicely. The bullpen has weathered the storm without Frankie. He's only pitched once in about a month. And CJ, Darren O'Day, all the guys down in the bullpen have done a nice job.
Boy, down goes Michael Bourne. Yeah, CJ stepping in how he's stepped in, and the collective that has stepped in for Josh Hamilton meantime. You know, those are two big pieces of the puzzle to be absent. Josh Hamilton and Frank Francisco.
I'll say.
But here are the Rangers still in first place.
And when Frankie comes back, the bullpen just, he may not close, Ron Washington said right off the bat, but he'll be back in that role as long as he's healthy. And then the rest of the bullpen just sets up nicely with CJ as a setup man. You've also got O'Day. You've got Eddie Guardado late in the game. Jason Jennings is developing really well as a middle to long reliever. Jason Grilli, nice addition to the bullpen. You've got some young guys. Mathis, Moscoso, trying to make a name for themselves out there and get some opportunities too. They both got good arms. But it all falls in place when you get the guy back, and the guy in our bullpen is Frankie.
Elvis Andrews scoops it up like it's no big deal and retires Keppinger. A little bit of everything in that inning. Elvis coming in to hit now with the Rangers on top by 2. Participating Metroplex 7-Eleven stores. For official rules, go to TexasRangers.com. It is sponsored by Jack FM. The only Ranger yet to bat tonight, Elvis Andrews. Leads American League rookies in hits and runs and total bases. And I can't quantify this one, Tag, but I'll go and say it anyway. Leads the league in dazzling plays by rookies so far.
Yeah, we can't know for sure, but that's a pretty safe guess, I would bet.
Last night it was Omar Vizquel at short, and he tied the Luis Aparicio record, most hits by a native of Venezuela all time. Did not break the record. Unless he gets a pinch hit opportunity tonight. That next opportunity will come in San Francisco, which isn't all bad. He spent 5 years playing as a Giant. There are some fans in a very good baseball town in San Francisco that I'm sure would enjoy seeing Omar do it there. A 20-year-old who has the patience to wait it out. We've been seeing a lot of that from Elvis, and he's got 9 steals this year, too. It's nice to have him on base to run around.
Second baseman,
Kinsler with a pair of home runs in the opening game of this series. One of many second basemen in baseball hitting for power. That did not used to be back in the days of Sammy Khalifa and Steve Jeltz about 20 years ago. But look at this. Kinsler, Hill, Utley, Cano, Ugla, all at 11 or more already. We're not even to the first day of summer yet. Why did Steve Jeltz pop into my head?
I don't know. I have no idea. It's not like he was a regular second baseman for anybody.
Kinsler locked in as a regular Ranger second baseman for a while now. Michael Young under contract through 2012. Michael Young with an option for 2013. Of course, Michael made the move to third base for this year. We have seen him at second base. We have seen him at short. He has played all of those positions so very well. Hot shot third base. And Elvis Andrews is doubled up. Whether or not Keppinger caught that ball in the air, as long as he stopped it, he was going to turn 2.
He was playing in, too. He would hit that ball hard. Didn't have much time to move for that ball, but he was quick enough to catch it.
Kinsler lined one to Keppinger late in the game yesterday. He failed to handle it. That set up the winning run.
The other thing Keppinger was way off the line, too. He pulls a lot of balls down the line. Well, maybe he'll take advantage of that configuration next time up and hit a ground ball right over the third base bag.
Well, again, Michael Young against Brandon Backey has been not a fair fight over the years. Michael with that first inning home run tonight, now 11 of 14 lifetime against him. I thought I was up on all the latest vocabulary tag. That's owning a guy is what I thought. My 10-year-old tells me if you really are doing somebody like that, that's poning a guy with a P.
Poning?
Poning. It's one step up from owning. Fritz Steichert's sitting next to me. He's really cool and just got out of high school. He says that's right. Ponage, right? Extreme ownage. These kids today with their sunglasses at night. 2-2 pitch is down and outside. I don't know if the great Vin Scully is saying anybody pwned anybody tonight in LA, but in this booth, by golly, that's where we're going. Ground ball near short for Tejada. And close play, Michael Young out by half a step to retire the side. Rangers leading Houston. They're poning them. 2-0, trying to sweep them right out of Arlington. Is 8. Who are the 4 players that had extra base hits 8 games in a row? Answer coming up. Bottom of the inning. The Rangers are 5-0 this year against Houston. They've outscored them 30-13. Got a 2-0 lead tonight with Padilla on the mound. It was a long first inning for Padilla, but he got right at it in the second and the third. Now a tough order here in the fourth. You got Tejada, Lee, and Berkman.
Yeah, after a high pitch count in the first, the next 2 innings got Vicente's average pitch per inning down to 15, which is solid. So he's kind of back on track.
To right field for Cruz. For whatever reason, the fourth inning has been, I guess, kind of the inning of doom for Padilla. He's allowed only 3 runs in the third this year, only 2 runs in the fifth. But for some weird reason, 18 runs allowed in the fourth inning, which I guess is always the inning where you're definitely going to see the batting order for a second time.
Well, Padilla's had 2 starts this year, one in Baltimore on April 13th and one in New York on June 2nd, where he's given up 7 runs in each start. If you take those 2 starts, 7 innings, 18 hits, and 14 runs, which resulted in 2 losses, away from his 13 starts. In the other 9 starts, he's 5-1 with a 3.55 ERA. So those 2 bad starts really skew his earned run average, which is 4.82. And bad starts make up an earned run average, but 9 out of 11 times has resulted in a 3.50 ERA.
Right. Yeah, if you take for an entire season the supposition that a guy's going to go out there and 90% of the time he's going to be rock solid, I would take that.
Yeah, you'd be pretty happy with
every year. Absolutely. Lee with a slow roller near third. Michael Young gets rid of it. Lee not running well because of that hamstring, and that helps out on a play like that. 2 down.
A good movement on Vicente's sinker today. He's getting some ground balls with it. A couple of weak fly balls. Vicente's smiling. Carlos said something to him when he went by. Still smiling.
Meantime, tag from the files of anything can happen in this sport. The Nationals are shutting out the Yankees tonight, 3-0. That is Craig Stammen on the mound for Washington, throwing the shutout.
They got a chance to go into New York and win 2 games. That just doesn't happen in other sports.
You're exactly right. I mean, if you've got the best team in the NBA and you give them 18 opportunities to go to play the worst team in the NBA, and you've got home court, there's no way.
It's 18-0.
It's 18-0.
Same in the NFL.
Berkman fouls one off a tee garden.
I'm not sure about hockey, whether it's quite that way or not.
But if Washington indeed goes in there, and they entered with only 6 road wins all year heading into that series, if they go ahead and take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, the mid-90s Mavs could have gone to Old Chicago Stadium, played Michael Jordan's Bulls, they would have lost 50 out of 50 times.
I got to think they would. But in baseball, it's all about the
pitching, right?
And if, any pitcher in the big leagues, if he's got good stuff and great control on any given day, can beat any team. That's just the sport. That's the way it is.
The other thing about baseball versus basketball, I think, is that the last player on the bench a lot of times can win you a game. That never happens in basketball.
The last player on the bench never gets in a game, does he?
Game 7 NBA Finals. That random guy from the Czech Republic that never plays is not going to be called on to hit a shot. But in baseball, that guy might be called on to pinch hit in the 13th inning and win it. How about Francisco Cabrera in the National League Championship Series in 1991 to sink the Pirates?
The other thing that distinguishes baseball from basketball, you never see the guys on the bench in a basketball game spitting sunflower seeds.
That is true. Well, there are other differences too. I mean, one's got an orange ball, and we could go on and on.
In baseball, all you have to do is walk right around the corner of the bench, and you can go to the bathroom. In the NBA, you can't do that.
Also, if you're on the injured list in baseball, you're not sitting there in a $5,000 suit.
Right behind the dugout. You could, I guess, if you wanted to, but.
Whoa, Padilla thought he might have had it. But Tim Cheetah says, no, you don't.
It looked like a strike to the naked eye. Let's see what it looked like to Tim Cheetah's naked eye. Well, it could have been, you're right, top of the strike zone.
Foul ball rammed back this way. Some other scores, by the way. The Tigers lead the Cardinals tonight 4-2. That game's in the 3rd. Mets and Orioles tied 2-2 tonight. Nope, check that. The Mets just took a lead 3-2 in the 7th. A's play the Dodgers later. That one's a strike. The fully clothed eye of Tim Cheetah will tell Lance Berkman, yeah, you know what, that's it. Strike 3, end of inning. 2-0 Rangers. He's hit. A quartet of guys have done it 8 times. They are Ruben Sierra, Michael Young, the now playing in Japan Kevin Mench, and the now batting Hank Blaylock. Hank lined to right back in the 1st. Brandon Backey just got a visit from the athletic trainer. Cecil Cooper went out there as well. Whatever might have been ailing Backey will not prevent him from continuing in this game. It's 2-0 Rangers in the 4th. Solo homers tonight from Young and Davis. On a 94-degree evening here in Arlington. Slowly hit back to the mound. Blaylock is out. Nelly Cruz coming up. We go to Jim Knox with a very special guest.
Yeah, here he is, back in town. Joe Newendike, the new Dallas Stars general manager, got to throw out the first pitch tonight. What was that like, Joe?
That was a little intimidating. I was a little high and outside, but at least I got it there, unlike Jonas.
Yeah, right. And speaking of Jonas Gustafsson, the big free agent goalie in town, what's the recruiting process like?
Well, it's been good. We're just trying to show him a good time here in Dallas. Last night he got a chance to meet Brendan Morrow, go out for dinner with him, and saw the team playing. And this morning saw all the facilities that we have here. And what a better way to wrap it up than right here in the ballpark. So he's had a great time.
All right, tomorrow is the 10-year anniversary when the Stars won the Stanley Cup against Buffalo. You were the most valuable player of the series. What do you remember most about that?
Well, the length of that game, but just the way the city embraced that playoff run that we had. I came here in '95 and hockey wasn't that big, but the years that we grew it and ultimately winning in '99, it was just a pleasure to be a part of something like that here in Dallas.
Real quick, one big change already, a new coach. Anything else expected?
Well, I don't think so. I've got to get to know my players and learn a lot about them, how they interact with one another, how the locker room is, and I don't know some of these young players, so I'm anxious to see them. I know we got some good ones.
All right, Joe, good to see you. Best of luck, and we'll let you get back to business. Appreciate it. Josh?
Thank you, Jim, and welcome back, Joe. You got the GM of both of the Tom Hicks-owned teams now, both of them out of Cornell, John Daniels and Joe Neuendijk. And the Rangers wearing the Cornell red tonight. Nelly Cruz with a base hit. Now a .280 hitter for the year. David Murphy comes up next.
Well, that was a rope, too. Hit one just like that last night, right straight at the left field with Jason Michaels.
Again, back his first start of the year. We'll see how long he's able to go. Once again, the Astros have gone with their version of the cone of silence out there in the bullpen. It's the tarp of silence, obscuring our view of who's warming up out there.
You know what I think it is, Josh? The more I think of it, the pitcher, which is unusual, throws in a different direction than the pitcher does on the mound. The pitcher is right behind that tarp. You can see the catcher. I think it has to do with the background. When the catcher squats down, he must be seeing sunshine or a light blue sky maybe, and he's not picking the ball up, and they put the tarp up there to give him a darker background.
I'll buy that.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Director Dave Burchett says that he has it from the grounds crew that's pretty much exactly where they're going with that.
And those guys are out there throwing 94, 95 miles an hour. You want the same kind of background that the hitter has, and so that tarp gives them that kind of background.
Well, the Astros are the first team to go with that here, I guess, since that new light board that the Rangers have installed. Ball getting away. Down to second is Nelly Cruz, as Quintero couldn't handle it. Anyway, we believe that it's Wesley Wright getting ready down there for Houston. A wild pitch advancing Nelly. Murphy sends one foul back towards the crowd. The Rangers enjoying their best start to a season in 10 years. Since their last playoff season, 1999. Trying to get to 11 games over 500 with a win tonight. The Rangers do hit the road for 6 starting tomorrow, but then they are right back at it here. The San Diego Padres come to town next Friday, the 26th, followed by the other Southern California team, the Los Angeles Angels. 16 more games left. Rangers and Angels head to head. San Diego, the Angels, and Tampa Bay on that next homestand starting June 26th. And the Rangers will hit the road again. Then it's the All-Star break. Outside, solid at bat for David Murphy. On a night that Backey doesn't figure to go too deep into the game. Again, his first start all year. Ed Romero, by the way, is the bench coach for Houston. He's the guy that usually is hanging out next to Cecil Cooper. They were teammates for a long time in Milwaukee. Murphy, ground ball chasing Tejada towards the hole. He'll plant and bounce one over. Berkman can't hold it. Murphy safe.
usually a play that Miguel has no problems with because he's got such a strong arm. He just threw it too low, and it bounced so far out in front of Berkman that he couldn't pick it.
Cecil Cooper was on record after the game last night saying he was very disappointed with how his team threw the ball around the field last night. Tough play. That one is ruled a base hit. Runner going second to third. Quintero fires and it skips away from Keppinger. They're throwing the ball around again. It's 3-0 Rangers.
That's turned into a pretty good weapon in this series for the Rangers. Nelly Cruz, who is an excellent base stealer. I don't think other teams expect him to go, but he's 11 out of 12 now stealing bases.
Stolen base E2. There's one of those on Pudge yesterday. Murphy ends up at second base following this throw that short hops Keppinger. Nelly Cruz is going to be a 30-30 guy if he doesn't watch out.
Got a shot.
Inside to Bird.
It's been a long homestand, Josh, but if the Rangers can hang on and win this game, they will go 5-4 on this road trip.
On the homestand, yeah.
Homestand.
Yeah, and considering it started out 2-4, they'll be happy to take that. Bird scorching one right center field. Michael Bourne is over to grab it. Murphy tags, going to third. Well, the Rangers are hitting some line drives tonight, that's for sure. It brings up Chris Davis, who's already lined a home run. Leading the majors in strikeouts is Davis, but still contributing with the defense and those flashes of power that he showed all last year. He averaged a home run every 17 at bats his rookie season. First Ranger rookie ever to do that. Bouncing ball that Backey's going to grab. He will toss to first to end the inning, but the Rangers score again. This time it's not the power, it's the speed that makes it 3-0. Here in Arlington. His team trails tonight 3-0. But plenty of baseball left. They've got to find a way to get to Vicente Padilla, who's working on a little string of 10 shutout innings all of a sudden. Brenham, Texas, as you may know, is the legendary home of the Bluebell Creamery. And yes, the hometown of Cooper and also Don Baylor. Punched in a right from the Arlington native, Hunter Pence. And Nelly Cruz has got it.
Yeah, Vicente's got his pitch count right back where he needs it to be. That was his 62nd pitch after almost a 30 pitch first inning. The last 3 1/3 have gone much better. Throwing a lot of strikes, a lot of quality pitches. The Astros really aren't hitting the ball that hard against him so far. He's had 2 good outings in a row. He beat the Red Sox at Fenway, he beat the Dodgers at our ballpark here. 2 earned runs in 12 innings. There's a pretty dramatic change in the pitch count.
Much better. Facing Kaz Matsui, who bunted his way on in the second. That was the last Astro to reach. 9 in a row since then, set down by Padilla. Swinging 2-0, a towering pop-up left side. Andrews will take it. Washington still leading at Yankee Stadium 3-0 in the ninth. The Braves have defeated the Reds in the one non-interleague game. Atlanta 7, Cincinnati 0. Blue Jays over the Phillies 8-7. A Rod Barajas homer, the deciding factor against a team that he once played for, the Phillies. To left field from Erstad. That ball takes off, and he has broken that slump. Rumbling into second base with a double. His first hit in his last 29 at-bats. Shoots it over the head of Murphy. That's a happy Darren Erstad right there. A relieved Darren Erstad.
Didn't look like off the bat that it was going to go all the way to the warning track like that, but must have put a better charge in it than it appeared.
Third Houston hit tonight, and it brings up the catcher Humberto Quintero. The tarp is now down, and you saw the shot of Tim Cheetah a moment ago. He was over there talking to Cecil Cooper in between the last couple of half innings, and I'm not sure if one thing means the other, but the tarp is now down. There's Quintero punching one into center, a base hit. Up with it is Marlon Byrd, firing towards home plate, cut off, and it's now 3-1. So the bottom of the Houston order with some two-out thunder. Erstad the double, Quintero the single.
That came out of nowhere. 9 straight retired by Padilla, then double single, and all of a sudden a run on the board.
Center fielder Michael Bourne.
Right back up the middle. And it brings up the top of the order, Michael Bourne. Hits are even now, 4 aside. 2 of the Ranger hits have been solo homers. Michael Young and Chris Davis. Numbers 9 and 13 respectively. Bouncing ball to Kinsler. And Padilla's out of further damage. 1 run for Houston. Rangers still lead by a couple halfway through. This year, Sunday, June 28th. You can bring your dog with you to the ballpark. See the Rangers take on the Padres. No cats, no ferrets, just dogs. Advanced registration is required. Forms available at Petco or sign up at TexasRangers.com/dogday. Got a new pitcher to tell you about for the Houstonians here. So we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Wesley Wright will take over on the mound. See Verizon called to the bullpen. Brandon Backey lasting 4 innings tonight. And they gave up those 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 of which were homers. Wesley Wright's been up and down this year between AAA and these Astros. He's going to take on Taylor Teagarden starting off the bottom of the 5th. An inning where we can talk to Mark McLemore, who has graced both of these franchises with his presence. And, you know, the Astros, of course, had another Mark McLemore, and did that lead to some confusion for you and for some others?
It absolutely did. It was the year I retired. 04 was my last year. And
Teagarden sends one to right center. Bourne has got it. This is the Mark McLemore we know and love right up here in the booth. But
Yeah, it was 05, and I got a call from a friend of mine. Said, "Hey, I thought you retired." And, you know, I had my retirement party and all that. And I said, "I did, trust me." They said, "Well, it said you just signed with the Astros." And I said, "Wait a minute, let me find out what's going on." And I, you know, looked it up, and here's a left-hand pitcher. I said, "Well, trust me, I'm not coming back as a left-hand pitcher, that's for sure."
You guys didn't look much alike either.
No, we didn't.
No, you did not. But it's, I mean, you know, Mark McLemore is not that common of a name. It's not like two guys named Greg Smith end up with the same organization.
I'll tell you what, I thought I was safe in being the only Mark McLemore to ever play at the big leagues, but I guess he took care of that a few years ago.
Father's Day is coming up. An early happy Father's Day to you.
Thank you. Same to you guys.
Appreciate it. Your recollections of your dad and how he got you into baseball since we got you here tonight.
I'll tell
Andrew's
you,
pushing a bunt. It's foul.
Dad was always at the games on weekends. He worked during the week, and we played our Little League games at 5 o'clock. And so my dad was always there. He would always park in center field and watch the game from center field. Wouldn't come around, wouldn't say much, but watch the game from center field. When the game was over, I'd sprint to the center field fence, jump the fence, and go home with Dad if I could. So Dad was always there watching. Mom was there as well. Dad was that quiet type. Didn't say a whole lot about it, but made sure that we got out there and played.
How much ball did your dad play?
It's kind of funny. My father played a lot when he was younger, and I've got three older brothers, and none of us knew it until I was in my 30s. And come to find out, we were having a conversation, we were having a family reunion and talking to my uncles, and my uncles kind of let the cat out of the bag. And we were all sitting around, well, wait a minute. You never told us you were this big, power hitter, back in your day. He said, you guys never asked.
That is the strong silent type right there.
Unbelievable.
So that's the deep, dark McLemore family secret, is that your dad was a real good ball player and never told anybody.
That was it. That was it. And we all wondered why we were able to play, and we thought we got it from Mom.
Now, your dad was the quiet type. Did you have any Little League parents in the stands that weren't quite so quiet?
It wasn't like it is today.
Not too bad. Good.
No, I mean, we had a lot of fun. All the parents, we all, obviously knew each other and grew up with each other. My neighbors were my coaches, so we didn't really have that. Our umpires were also our neighbors. So we knew them. I mean, we'd ride home with the umpire. So it wasn't, we weren't, believe me, we weren't having any problems with the umpires, and the umpires weren't having any problems with the parents.
How about Elvis Andrews, 20 years old, and he's drawn 2 walks tonight, 2 real long at-bats for him tonight.
I'll tell you what, Elvis is impressing me every day. The more he plays, the more he looks like a 10-year veteran as opposed to a rookie, a 20-year-old rookie at that. Very patient at the plate, very smooth out in the field. He just gets things done. He just does not look like your typical 20-year-old rookie.
Kinsler trying to give the Rangers a larger lead here in the 5th inning. Michael Young on deck. Michael's got a home run tonight. Chris Davis has a home run tonight. That had to feel good for Chris Davis, huh?
Absolutely. Chris has been struggling, but any chance that he can get to contribute, especially with the bat, he's been doing it obviously defensively, but I think any chance that he can get to contribute with the bat right now, he's got to be pleased with that.
That one is way up there, and coming back, Quintero will watch it go into the crowd.
Yeah, Wright has to be careful. His fastball's not a lot different than Ian saw in the first game of this series from a left-hander. Got a couple of fastballs to hit and drove 2 of them out of the ballpark. Wandy Rodriguez had come into that game pitching pretty well, having a good season, but Ian was pretty tough on him.
The Rangers have dominated the Astros in this 6-game series. This is the 6th game tonight. Mac, I don't know about you. I still think the Astros might have something in that, I mean, they've got this recent history of catching fire around the end of June, beginning of July, and they're in a division that really isn't that tough right now. Andrews was running on that last one, but the pitch fouled.
And a lot of times it just takes a club a little while to gel, and sometimes it may take 2 or 3 months or after the All-Star break before that happens. You've got some clubs that gel right away in spring training or April. But, you know, the Astros have that history of coming together after the break. I mean, they've got a lot of veteran ball players that don't panic. They understand. They've got a veteran manager in Cecil Cooper. He understands. He's been through it. So they seem to be able to just put things together the second half of the season and be in contention.
Andrews goes again. Good jump as Kinsler lost it to right. Pence is back at the fence. He's got it. And Andrews was all the way to third. So for the second time tonight, Elvis will be doubled off.
Well, Eames hit the ball well 3 times tonight. Line shot to third, ball in the hole that Tejada threw him out on. And now Hunter Pence makes a nice catch in right field.
Our time has expired with Mark McLemore. Happy early Father's Day, dude.
You too, baby.
All right, good to see you. Thanks very much. 3-1 Rangers as we go to break. Inning, and Vicente Padilla had to steer through some rocky waters in that first inning. Has settled down since then, and now trying to make sure he can get through the 2-3-4 part of the Houston order in the top of the 6th. Rangers get on the aeroplane and head on off to San Francisco when the game is done tonight. 3 games in the glorious 60 to 65 degree temperatures of San Francisco. Then 3 games in the 108 of Phoenix, Arizona. Although that's indoors. Right, they'll close the roof for that, won't they, Tag? 108?
I think so. I'm kind of hoping they do. But remember, it's a dry heat.
That's right, I forget. It's a dry heat. Ball is fouled by Keppinger into the crowd. Those Diamondbacks are leading the Royals tonight 5-2. Arizona, remembers, had a managerial change. A.J. Hinch now in charge. And the Diamondbacks are bringing up the rear in the NL West. We are likely to see Dan Herron.
Yeah, he's pitching tonight, so we probably will. They're not in last place when he's on the mound, that's for sure.
No. Elsewhere, the Mets have taken a 4-3 lead on the Orioles in the 8th inning. I mentioned the Blue Jays beat the Phillies 8-7. The Phillies hit 4 home runs in that game. Got one from former Ranger farmhand John Mayberry Jr. He came up to replace Raul Ibanez, who had to go on the DL. Ibanez having an MVP caliber season for Philadelphia. There's a walk to Keppinger.
Yeah, that's not a good walk right there. With Tejada, Lee, and Berkman coming up.
Exactly. In a 3-1 game. We go to Jim Knox.
All right, Josh, how about that Miles High School Bulldogs, state champions, Class 1A. They're here at the ballpark tonight. That's right. You're not on the Jumbotron. You're on TV right here. So this is Superintendent Robert Gibson. Where's the baseball team? Why the faculty just here?
We're here for the school board convention. We do have some parents here. We have our third baseman and one of our pitchers' parents are here. They're school board members, and we have other fans over in another section over here. And we just can't get enough baseball, so here we are.
All right, real quick, population of Miles, and it's right next to San Angelo, right? What's the population?
We have about 800 population, and we had about an 800 people show up for our parade whenever the kids came back into town. And
so they closed down the post office, Sonic, and everything, right?
Locked up the dogs, and everybody came out to the parade to welcome the kids back.
All right, well, congratulations. Enjoy the rest of the game, and good luck at your convention. Appreciate it. Hey, guys. Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Welcome, Bulldogs. Congratulations. Nice to have you here.
That's it.
Ball and a strike to count to Miguel Tejada. He walked in the first, flied to right in the fourth. We've talked about this a couple times in this series, but Tejada is a primo double play candidate. He makes a lot of contact, hits the ball hard. And in fact, over the last 5 years, nobody in baseball has hit into more double plays than Tejada. See if the Rangers can coax one right here. Outfield maybe a step back for Tejada. Rangers used to see him a lot with the A's, of course. That ball whacked in the left. It was a hard grounder, but it went right between Andrews and Young. So here come the Astros. They've got 2 on, and you're right, Tag. The walk to Keppinger, not what you wanted with Tejada, Lee, and Berkman coming up.
I think in that case, and I'm sure Vicente was trying to throw a strike. You don't want to be too careful, try to make a perfect pitch.
So with Carlos Lee coming up, let's quickly go down to Emily Jones.
Well, guys, it is the top of the 6th, as you well know. It is time for us to talk Twitter and Facebook. Social networking, very important to the Texas Rangers and to Fox Sports Southwest. On Twitter.com/FS Southwest, you can find the latest Rangers updates as well as other updates from around the world of sports. And on Facebook, on our Facebook page, which is Fox Sports Southwest, become our friend. You can get exclusive behind-the-scenes looks at different things like videos, promotions coming up, different shows that will be airing on the network involving these very Texas Rangers, these first-place Texas Rangers. On there right now is great stuff with Omar Vizquel and John Radigan. All that great stuff from Boston and New York. It'll be on there for a while. Great stuff you'll want to check out, and definitely, please, become our friend. Fox Sports Southwest on Facebook. Tom, are you our friend?
I'm your friend, Em.
Yay.
Just not on Facebook, though, Em. Ground ball, right field. Base hit for Lee. Cruises up with it, firing home. Teagarden with a tag, couldn't get him. Keppinger scores. It's now first and third and nobody out. 3-2. What a throw by Nelly Cruz. But Keppinger scores.
You know, that play you could say, well, the runner was going to score. He should have thrown it to third to keep him from going to third. And the reality of the situation is it's the same length throw to third as it is home. So you've got pretty much the same chance to throw the runner out at home as you do at third base. It's just a nice slide, strong throw. Couldn't quite make the tag, though.
The tying man now stands at third base for Houston. And, boy, again, that leadoff walk. Setting it up. Lance Berkman with the 998 career runs batted in. Saw Dave Clark windmill Keppinger around. Berkman 10 of 20 lifetime against Padilla. And he blasted foul back this way. Well, if you turn a double play here, you certainly make sure that there's no big inning. But then that run from third comes in, and you got a 3-3 game.
Yeah, I'd take a double play right here.
Just to make sure it's not a big inning, right?
I'd give up that run for 2 outs right here.
The Rangers have already gotten to the Houston bullpen. Chances are decent the Rangers will score again tonight.
We got Berkman and Pence. Berkman up, Pence coming up. Chances of keeping that guy from third from scoring anyway aren't that great. So if you were to say, would you take a double play right here? I would definitely say yes.
There's no action in the Ranger bullpen quite yet. So that could change right about now. Padilla's getting close to 90 pitches.
We got 2 quick outs in the 5th inning. Got Pence and Matsui. And since that time, double, single, got an out, walk, single, single. 5 out of the next 6 hitters have gotten on base.
But it is ball 4. 2 walks, 2 singles in the inning. Mike Maggs will come to the mound to talk to Padilla. Let's see. That one.
I can't imagine where that pitch was.
That was a strike.
Other than in the strike zone.
Usually a team that has the bases loaded and less than 2 out, on average, will score about a run and a half in that inning, on average. If you get a ground ball double play here, think about that. That might just save a run or a run and a half, 2 runs. That can be the difference in a ball game. Strike 1 to Pence. I know you can't score half a run. Please don't email that. I'm just saying on average that's what happens in this kind of situation. Well, it looked very similar to that previous pitch to Berkman. Line shot foul. Padilla's ahead 0-2. We often say about Padilla, he tends to do his best work sometimes when he kind of has his back up against the wall. His back is pressed firmly against it here. It's just a 1-run game, bases loaded, nobody out. Got him.
Good pitch. Got him to swing with the high fastball. Got ahead of him with 2 strikes. And then threw a 94-mile-an-hour fastball out of the strike zone to get him.
Now you get the double play, and you keep the lead. Four straight strikes now from Padilla. Five straight strikes from Padilla. Bouncing away from Taylor Teagarden. And Houston ties the game.
And the other thing you do is now you lose the chance for a double play as well.
Boy, an 0-2 pitch.
Well, he just missed that ball.
Yeah. I don't know if it crossed him up, but it just hit him in the shin guard. You know, it's funny. They charged earlier a pass ball on what maybe should have been a wild pitch. It'll be interesting to see how this one goes. Infield comes in. And a ground ball. Kinsler cuts it off. He's got to get to the bag. And didn't do it. The bases are loaded again. Well, you can re-rack for the double play possibility now. I guess that's the good news. No run scored on that play. But Kinsler could not beat Matsui over there to first base.
And Matsui gets down the line pretty well. And Chris is playing in, goes for the ball, and Padilla never covered first base.
Right.
So no one to throw it to. You can't blame Chris for having the reaction to try to backhand the ball. But what you have to count on is the pitcher covering first base, and that just didn't happen.
Well, the ball that crossed up Teagarden, and then what happened right there. That's two tough things that have occurred back to back. And indeed, that pitch that got away from Teagarden is a pass ball.
I thought the first one was a wild pitch, but that one was definitely a pass ball.
First two pass balls of the year charged to Taylor, both tonight. Again, Padilla gets ahead of a hitter 0-2. Erstad last time up broke that 0 for 28 slump with a double to left. Slapping at this one. We'll find safe harbor in the crowd. We'll need a 27th pitch from Padilla now in this inning. There's some close pitches here. Padilla's got to make sure he doesn't get rattled by this tough strike zone. Let's see where this one was. That missed. Close to a 30-pitch inning. Here's Padilla inside. Jennings ready in the bullpen. You've got Quintero on deck. And again, it all started with the walk to Keppinger at the beginning of the inning. There you go. Erstad down on strikes. And if Padilla can get Quintero, it stays tied 3-3.
Not sure if that was a strike, but it was a nasty pitch. Fastball in. 3-2. 2-2, I guess the count was. Erstad couldn't lay off it. See where that pitch was. That had to be inside. Good movement on it, though. Looked like it kind of came in on Erstad as he swung at it. Big strikeout right there. 1 out. Bases loaded. A chance to navigate through the inning with only 2 runs scoring. That wouldn't be the end of the world.
Here's Padilla to Quintero. And Quintero got Padilla last inning with an RBI hit with 2 out. Just his 9th RBI all year.
102 pitches for Vinny. That last pitch at 94 miles an hour, so he's still strong.
Down the right field line, curling foul. So Padilla jumps ahead 0-2. The crowd a little bit restless. It's been a long top of the 6th inning. Padilla trying to finish off Quintero. Not yet. A 33rd pitch of the inning coming up on this 94-degree mid-June evening here at the ballpark. Again.
He's not trying to trick Quintero right here. He got ahead of him 0-2, and he's come right after him with fastballs for strikes. Quintero's able to foul that one off.
Rangers in the bottom of the inning are going to have Young, Blaylock, and Cruz coming up. 2, 3, 4. Chance to get right back at it. But first things first, Padilla's got to get Humberto Quintero.
Quintero's only been up 48 times, has not walked once. Makes decent contact. He's only struck out 8 times. That's not bad, but he is not going to walk. Move it a little bit out of the strike zone. Throw that high strike, high pitch out of the strike zone that struck out Hunter Pence. And see if we can get him to chase it.
Bouncing ball, third base, Michael Young to Kinsler, and finally the inning is over. The Astros have tied it. Now the Rangers looking to unlock that tie when we come back. Worth $400 plus tickets to a Ranger game and dinner for 2 at Sonic. Good luck to Vicky Campbell of Grand Saline. If a Ranger hits the Grand Slam this inning, we're giving away $25,000. Big crowd here tonight, hoping to see the Rangers win again against Houston. Chance to go to 6-0. And so far in the history of this franchise tag, only once have the Rangers swept an opponent in a series of as many as 6 games. That was when they went 12-0 against the Twins back in 1999. And interleague sweeps are very unusual too. The 6-0 sweep has only happened twice. The Yankees did it to the Mets in 2003. The Marlins did it to Tampa Bay in 2005. That's it.
Really, in the history of interleague play, it's only happened that many times? Wow. Well, with everything that went on in the top of the 6th, Vicente pitching out of that and only giving up 2 runs was some pretty good pitching. Struck out Erstad, got Quintero with the bases loaded. And he leaves in a tie game. He really had to throw a lot that inning, though. Way over 30 pitches, and most of them pressure-packed pitches.
Speaking of interleague intrigue, that Nationals-Yankees game tag, that was delayed off the top 5.5 hours today.
Wow.
That same weather system that delayed the golf delayed that game 5.5 hours.
I saw the Red Sox had a rain delay as well. So that wasn't scheduled to be a night game.
No, but it started at 6:30 East Coast time.
Wow.
About 10,000
time for the fans to sit there and wait.
They say about 10,000 people were still hanging around for the first pitch, and then the Yankees announced that fans could move down, and there was a stampede towards those
big seats,
towards the $2,600 seats.
Oh, wait a minute, not those seats.
No, they said come on
down.
down.
Come down.
Yeah. first come, first serve. In there on the inside corner to Michael Young. Strike 3. And Washington won that game. No home runs in that game finally at Yankee Stadium. Boy, borderline pitch right there. Blaylock 0 for 2 so far. He's behind. No balls, 2 strikes. Could be that Jason Jennings will come on out there next inning. Padilla giving the Rangers 5 innings last time, 6 innings this time. Vinny undone tonight by 2 long innings, his first one and his last one.
Right, even with those long innings, he's going to pitch 6 innings, give up 3 runs. That qualifies
quality start,
as
right?
a quality start. Yep.
Blaylock to center. There's Bourne, and that's out number 2. Other scores to report on the Diamondbacks. Now have increased their lead in Kansas City to 8-2 in the 5th inning. The Twins beat the Pirates today 5-1. Michael Kadire a home run. Nick Blackburn goes to 6-2. He goes all the way with a 6-hitter. Cubs beat the White Sox today. Rallied with 4 in the 8th and 1 in the 9th. And the Rockies over the Rays 4-3. Low strike to Nelly Cruz. One more intra-league note here for you, Tag. The Padres, I was not aware of this, but they had a 13-game intra-league losing streak until today. They beat the Mariners in 10, 4-3 for their first win against an American League team in a long time.
Wow.
Inside to Cruz. You mentioned that Red Sox game with the Marlins is in a rain delay. It's an official game. Florida leads it 2-1. They're in the 6th inning. Wonder how long they'll wait to get that one going again.
I don't know.
In there to Cruz, and the Rangers are down in order in the bottom of the 6th. Cruz not happy with the call. 3-3 as we go to the 7th. We go to the 7th inning. It is a 3-3 game, and Vicente Padilla is done on a warm night. More than 100 pitches. It is time for Jason Jennings to simply keep on doing what he has been doing, Mr. Grieve, and that is pitch really well in innings like the 7th.
Yep, and getting stronger and stronger, too. Seems with each couple of weeks that go by, he just gets stronger. And for a guy that's never been a reliever before, he's been pretty durable. He's already pitched in 20 games. Thrown 33 innings, been stretched out to 3 innings at one time.
Michael Bourne is not a guy you want to walk. Once he gets on, he will run. And Jennings fights back to make it 2-1. Carved towards left field, dropping for a base hit. Now it's all about containing Michael Bourne. Leads the National League in steals with 23. The American League, I guess somewhat strangely, Tag, has been more of a running league this year. That's because of essentially Carl Crawford in Tampa Bay and B.J. Upton in Tampa Bay. They've got 60 steals between them right now.
Yeah, B.J. Upton was hitting below 200 for a lot of the season. Imagine what he'd end up with if he had if it was hot all season long and getting on base more often.
Crawford's got a legit shot at a 70 or even 80 stolen base season this year. The bunt forcing Jennings off the mound. Little underhand toss to Davis. And just because Bourne is at second now doesn't mean he will not be stealing. It would be kind of daring in a 3-3 game, but he does have 5 steals of third in 2009. All-Stars among us. You can vote for your favorite at foxsports.com. Send one of these 3 very deserving candidates to the All-Star game in St. Louis. So with Keppinger retired, here's Tejada. And he will take strike one. We're talking about stolen bases, and the Rangers, of course, for years, not exactly known as a stolen base kind of team. Got to go back to Tommy Goodwin in 1999 to find the last time a Ranger stole more than 30 bases in a season. Towards first, and Davis has got it, keeping Bourne on second.
Good pitch by Jason right there. Got in on the hands of Tejada. Just a little soft looping liner. Fortunately, though, it was right at Chris.
Now it's Jennings against Carlos Lee.
I'm kind of glad that the Astros decided to sacrifice Bourne as an excellent base stealer, has a very good percentage. So the percentages are there if Bourne tries to steal, that he's going to be safe on a stolen base attempt, no matter what the Rangers do to try to contain it.
Right,
because he's so good at it, and you can do that with nobody out. And as it is, you got him to second base, but you had to give an out up to get him there. So
and the way Keppinger's been swinging the bat, I think that absolutely is up for discussion.
You definitely want to get him into scoring position, and I don't think it's a managerial blunder by any stretch of the imagination, but from a Ranger perspective, I think you'll take the out to see him at second base.
Well, 2-0 is a dangerous place to be with Carlos Lee. Cleanup man, 42 runs batted in this season for Houston. Leads the team in that department. 2-1.
Well, Jason's fastball has shown more life, more velocity. His bread and butter is still that breaking pitch, and he throws it any time in the count. It's a good pitch to be able to throw when you're ahead, when you're behind 2-0. The hitter's looking more for a fastball.
That go-ahead man with terrific speed, Michael Bourne at second. Inside. Another big-time RBI guy, traditionally, coming up. That's Berkman. Crowd of 25,445 watching as the Astros try to complete their rally. They were down 3-0. Berkman closing in on 1,000 career runs batted in. His entire career, of course, has been as an Astro. He's a native Texan. Swings at the first one and pops it to left. Murphy, shy of the track, has got him. And at the stretch, it is still tied 3-3. State of Texas Department of Transportation. Not buckling up can cost you $200. Click it or ticket. And by Viagra. All right, here we go. Bottom 7. Time for the Rangers to reload. They had a 3-0 lead tonight. The Astros have come back with 1 in the 5th and 2 in the 6th. It has helped that the Astros have stranded 8 tonight. Here's the guy that got the big hit last night, the game breaker, David Murphy.
Yeah, it seems like the Rangers, especially the last couple of innings, have had to pitch out of some jams. Vicente, even though he gave up a couple of runs in the 6th, did a nice job to get out of that inning with only 2 runs scoring. He minimized the damage pretty well.
Checking out that Firestone in-game box score. Well, just getting the leadoff man on by hook or by crook. That's what we're looking at here. There is action in the Houston bullpen. Murphy couldn't help himself there. Lefty versus lefty. Alberto Arias is your Houston reliever. Well, they made him take the tarp down, but they didn't say anything about draping jackets over that fence there, so. Murphy will take a walk.
He'll take it.
Absolutely. Infield hit and a steal last inning for Murphy. Now he's on with a walk and Marlon Byrd to the plate. Dewey Robinson is on the phone. And the Rangers head to San Francisco when this game is over. Scott Feldman gets a chance to face off against the big unit tomorrow night.
I'm looking forward to seeing the big unit pitch to Scott Feldman. Let's see how he looks up there.
That will be
Scott's
fun.
a left-hand hitter, right? It's going to be interesting. Remember what he did with John Kruk in the All-Star game? Had him bailing out of there, boy. Put up a red flag and said, I give up.
I know you've been to that ballpark before. That's one of my favorites that we're going to. AT&T Park.
No doubt.
Dewey Robinson out to talk to Wesley Wright with a count of 1-0. Yeah, two nice ballparks on this road trip in San Francisco and in Phoenix.
I know what I'm going to do at the ballpark in Phoenix.
You're going in the pool?
No, I'm not going in the pool. I'm going to have one of their burritos in honor of Bill Jones, who I saw do a remarkable eating feat one day. He ate 2 of these giant burritos at one sitting.
Now, these are ballpark burritos?
These are ballpark burritos, so I'm going to have 1, not 2.
Well, maybe if I have one, too.
If you have 1, we'll have 2, and we'll kind of toast each other to Bill Jones.
The honorary Jonesy.
Wait till you see how big they are and imagine someone eating 2 of them.
That fan was serious right there. Just looking
guess
at
so. Although they're, I was going to say there might be someone on this trip that could also do that, but the Baron, Kurt Dykert, will not be on this trip.
Well, but we'll have to pick up the eating slack. Chowder in San Francisco, burritos in Phoenix. Bird with a rip and a foul back. The Giants are actually in a wild card chase. They are 8.5 behind the Dodgers. That's not saying they can't catch them, but they'd only be about a game and a half out if we started looking at wild card standings right now. They've been a good team at home, too. Rangers are getting them in the wrong locale. San Fran is 21-12 at home. They're 13-19 on the road. It's like San Diego, 20-13 at home, 9-23 on the road. Two and 2 to Marlin. This might be the first year that Colorado has been better on the road than at home. That was always a huge home field advantage. We're doing the Bird for Marlon Byrd through a long at bat. You haven't seen the movie Up yet, I'm sure, but there's a bird named Kevin in that one that you'll quite enjoy.
My wife and I almost went to see that, but we figured our granddaughters would be here soon, and we might go to see that. We went went to see Angels and Demons instead.
Not with the grandkids, probably.
Not with the grandkids, no. That's one, if you've read the book, the movie can't quite live up to it.
Check Murphy off first. And the 2-2. Broken bat. Bourne coming on. Locks it up. And now Chris Davis, who remember homered back in the second tonight.
First baseman, Chris Davis.
Well, anyway, regarding the Giants, we'll find out more about them when we get up close and personal with them. But they're banking on some young talent this year. They've got one true power hitter, I guess, and it's not Barry Bonds, obviously. Benji Molina's having a nice year with the power bat. He's got 10 home runs for them. He's only got 2 walks and 31 strikeouts, but he's got 10 home runs. Chris Davis's home run tonight was number 13 for him. Runner goes, wave and a miss, and Murphy wheels into second base. He has stolen that base on right. And that go-ahead man now at second for the Rangers. 0-2, however, to Davis. Outside this time. The Angels, by the way, have the night off tonight. The Rangers will either lose a half a game or gain a half a game. The Angels are the hottest team in baseball right now. They've won 6 straight. Davis strikes out, leaving the inning to Taylor Teagarden.
Well, Wright's throwing the ball well tonight. You look at his overall numbers. He's given up, coming into tonight, 23 hits in 13 innings. Opponents were hitting .377 against him. They got him in the Rule 5 draft from the Dodgers off their AAA team a couple of years ago. Only 24 years old. He's got a good arm. He's got a chance to be a pretty good relief pitcher for the Astros.
Left him in there to face the lefty. He struck out the lefty. And now the pitching change. In a 3-3 game, bottom 7. We're back right after this. In the bottom of the 7th. Now the owner back down to the box seats tonight. And watching as Alberto Arias takes over on the mound. Taylor Teagarden, the one-time Texas Longhorn star, trying to break this thing open here. We've been saying that for a while. The Rangers, they had that seemingly comfortable 3-0 lead into the 5th. Then a 2-out rally. The Astros got a run back. A leadoff walk in the 6th led to some problems. They got 2 runs there.
Well, one play that really helped the Astros, obviously, was with Andrus running. Kinsler hit a long fly ball to right field, and Hunter Pence made a nice play up against the wall and ended up turning it into a double play. That ball gets over Pence's head. It's a double, and a run is scored. There's still only 1 out. That play really helped shut down the Rangers that inning. Saw Arias, first game of this series. He pitched well. Pitched 3 innings, gave up a couple of hits, no runs, and struck out 3. Didn't walk anybody. And on the season, he's having a good season. 18 innings, only 13 hits.
Teagarden 0 for 2 tonight. Due for a double. He has doubled in 5 of his last 7 games. Doesn't have a home run yet this year. He had a bunch of them when he first came to the big leagues last year. Floats this one away foul into that crowd of 25,000 or so. Taylor had 6 home runs in his first 12 big league games last year. Only one player in the last 60 years could beat that. 6 home runs in 11 games. That was Carlos Delgado, back when Teagarden was just a kid. We're not exactly coming into Taylor here in this at bat. Upstairs, 2-2. It is high with Andrews on deck. The Texas Longhorn trying to plate the Baylor Bear. Teagarden trying to bring home Murphy. Got him. Andrews left on deck. We're at the end of 7. Tied 3-3. Of the owner's suite tonight. A sweet swing from Michael Young. Home run number 9 for him. Davis launching number 13. And then Nelly Cruz, little speed demon he is. Rangers led 3-0, but then the Astros came on back. 3-3 tie now. This game is on into the 8th. Jason Jennings greeted by Hunter Pence, ramming one deep at the wall. Gone. First pitch of the inning. And the second homer of the series for the Arlington native, Hunter Pence. That's a local matchup right there. It's Mesquite High School against Arlington High School. And Pence wins out against Jennings. Now, the good news you see on your screen right there, but the bad news is it's now Houston 4 and Texas 3. It was a long bottom of the 7th in which the Rangers did not score. And then, boom, one pitch into the 8th. 4-3 Astros. Slapped to third by Matsui. Yesterday tag in the 8th inning. It was Pence with a home run to give the Astros their 4th run of the night. He's done it again.
He got a breaking ball that didn't break quite as sharply and down and away as Jason wanted it to.
If the Astros do end up winning this game, they'll look to the 2 2/3 innings of scoreless relief from Wesley Wright. The Rangers, though, in the bottom of the 8th inning will have 9-1-2 in the order coming up. Erstad slowly hit towards second for Kinsler. Out number 2. We go to Jim Knox.
Okay, Josh and Tom, time for the Progressive fan of the game. We got a lot of great Ranger fans tonight. This guy with the nice, sweet silver boot sign. This guy, for some reason, waving a pink flag. Number of Ranger fans. But this guy, I think, wins it, Josh and Tom. The biggest glove in the ballpark. So for that, congratulations, Progressive fan of the game. get a nice tote bag, a hat, and also a shirt. Let me see this. Catch a home run ball in center with this, baby. Not bad at all. All right, way to go. Good job.
That's a lot of wooing out there. Thank you, Jim. 1-0 pitch to Quintero. He'll ground it into right field. He's having a nice little night tonight with 2 hits. Ten Houston hits tonight, only 4 for the Rangers. And that's kind of a disappointment with Brandon Backey. I mean, I know Brandon Backey's a talented guy and all, but his first start of the year came in with an ERA of 12. You get to the bullpen by the 5th inning, and they have only 4 hits right now in the 8th. Kind of disappointing. LaTroy Hawkins getting ready. We've seen red jackets, blue tarps, now blue towels blocking potential relievers.
They're the first team that seems to have had a problem and needed to put that kind of stuff up. Earlier in the game, you would think it might be the sun or the blue sky. Now it must be the bank of lights back there, but I don't remember another team having this problem.
Those ribbon boards.
Okay.
That's what we're being told by the grounds crew. Bourne will smack one into right field. And Quintero is coaxed along to third by Dave Clark. Dave Clark says, come on down. As Bourne has tripled him in. And he's reaching for his hamstring now, too. Quintero has to run a long way in a short amount of time. It is now 5-3. A homer, a single, and a triple in the inning. Cruz was swung around towards right center. When that ball got pulled, that was a long way for Cruz to run. Oh, you talked earlier in this series about how well Jason Jennings has been carrying the load for the Rangers. Still a great season for him, but he's given up 2 here in the 8th as they're cooling down Quintero. A pretty big at bat here. Jeff Keppinger up there. Davis is back. Young is back. If Keppinger can bunt for a hit, and Bourne obviously races on in. Keppinger had a sac bunt last inning. Now 1-2. And Jason Grilli getting ready in that Ranger bullpen. On the ground, big hop. Davis has got it. That'll end the inning, but the Astros break the tie. They get 2 in the 8th. Rangers need to go to work when we come back. By calling 1-866-280-BATS or going to BigTimeBats.com. Smilin' Pudge. On his Hall of Fame plaque, he's got to be smiling, right? There's no way he poses and has some sort of solemn face.
I wouldn't think so. I'd say the same for Omar Vizquel. They'll probably be side by side smiling.
They were side by side last night, making some history together. LaTroy Hawkins takes over on the mound. Pumps a fast one in there for a strike to Andrews. 30th game of the year already for this veteran from Gary, Indiana. The Rangers do not have a hit since the 4th inning. Give the Astros relief pitchers some credit tag. It seems like they're 0-1, 0-2 on pretty much everybody here.
Oh, they've done a good job. Arias came in, only faced one hitter. He struck out Taylor. And if the Rangers don't come back in this game, he'll end up getting his first win of the season.
Well, you've got Kinsler on deck. He of the 17 home runs. If Andrews can reach for a 3rd time. The Rangers have some guys coming up who can tie the game in a hurry. Slammed into the crowd. Elvis now has 66 total bases. There is no other American League rookie with 56 total bases. Is also now tied for the most walks of any rookie in the American League. That's what he does. He just hangs in there, makes the other guy work. Outfield around to right a little bit for Elvis. They don't think he can pull the ball against Hawkins. They will grow the count to 2-2. And again, tonight, on average, a guy that has seen the most pitches per at bat is the youngest guy on the field. Right center field base hit. What a great at bat. What a night for Elvis. 2 walks and a single. Will hopefully get the Rangers kick-started here in the 8th.
Yeah, the good thing is now you've got the top of the lineup coming up. 2-run game. A lot of guys can put a charge in it. Got a guy with speed leading off the inning. Behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes, but came back to line one into right field for a base hit.
Hawkins has allowed 3 home runs this year. Kinsler's hit 2 in this series. They were his first 2 at bats the other night. That's when Ian's batting average was in danger of getting into the 250s before he stepped in there against Wandy Rodriguez, homered twice in 2 innings. Now it seems like Ian's going again. Again, the Rangers are off to San Francisco when the game is done. The Giants did not play today or tonight. One-0 to Kinsler. He went 1-1. That game we were talking about on Tuesday. Kinsler launching in the 1st inning and the 2nd. No swing that time. Bob Davidson down there, the first base umpire. Grilly continues to work in the Ranger pen. Darren O'Day is up too. across the mound to short. Tejada turns a double play. Second one that Ian's hit into tonight. And Elvis has been erased a couple times now on double plays. Michael Young comes up. Let's go down to the set of Rangers Live. Dana Larson standing by.
Well, Josh, coming up after the game, closer Frankie Francisco eligible to come off the disabled list tomorrow. He started for Frisco tonight. We'll update his rehab assignment with the Rough Riders, plus much more on that dedication ceremony of the owner's suite here at the ballpark. Of course, the George W. Bush owner's suite. Now we'll hear from the former president and the owner, Tom Hicks. Busy night on the postgame show. Join Mark McLemore and me right after the game.
All right, Dana, thanks very much. Looking forward to that. Michael Young pounds it into center field. The Rangers reload. Blaylock comes up as a tying man.
Let's try it again. And Ian's actually hit into 3 double plays tonight.
Ooh, that's right.
They're awkward double plays. The second time up, he had a line shot right at the third baseman. Keppinger made a nice stab and then threw back to first to double up Andrus. Then in the 5th inning was the long fly ball we talked about. Hunter Pence made a nice catch. Andrus was running on the play. Doubled him up again.
So Elvis doubled up 3 times tonight.
Yep. And then more conventionally in the 8th inning. 6-3 double play.
Wow. Joe Torre once hit into 4 double plays in one game.
He probably grounded into 4.
Yes.
You really, I mean, Ian is technically hit into 3 double plays, but
no, they're not those sharp one-hoppers.
It's tough to call a double play. A line shot to third and a line drive to the warning track hitting into a double play, although I guess technically it is.
All the middle infielders from Torre in his game against these Astros. Bob Forsch. He was a total pitch to contact guy. I guess that makes sense. Runner goes. Blaylock fouls it. Remember the stat about Bob Forsch. He made 51 major league starts, which failed to produce even a single strikeout. So definitely a pitch to contact guy. Tommy John is the only pitcher with more of those. Tommy John, 75 starts in his big league career, Hall of Fame career, where he didn't strike out a batter. More than one way to skin a cat. Of course, if you're going like 2/3 of an inning and fail to strike out a batter, that's something different. But
or if you've only had 100 starts and they've happened 75 times, Tommy John had a few starts.
It means you've been around a while. Rangers looking to tie it in the 8th. Ooh, 3-1. Nelly Cruz on deck. Not a guy that Hawkins wants to face with a couple men on. Cruz is already homered against him this year.
That might be time for a call right here. I'll leave it on the bench waiting.
You're down? Put it down.
Down for the hammer.
Hawkins deals. And Blaylock will take a walk. Nelly Cruz comes up as the go-ahead man. Nelly has already scored a run tonight. Our Coors Light freeze cam will show you how he did it. There's the ball that handcuffs Keppinger. Nelly gets up and goes home.
Well, this is not a situation Cecil Cooper wanted to be in, especially after Ian hit into the double play. 2 men on, 2-run game. Nelly Cruz at the plate. That's not what he wanted to see.
Nelson Cruz leads the Rangers in home runs. He's got 18 of them. 4 of those against these Houston Astros in only 5 games played. Takes a big cut and he fouls it back. Hawkins straight heat.
Yeah, good location with that one. That jammed Nelly a little bit. It's good that he fouled it off. Probably wouldn't have been much more than a blooper. Got it up and in, jammed him.
Hawkins, who had a miserable time as a Yankee, got dealt to the Astros and did some really good work for them last year. Quintero crumples in the batter's box. Or just outside the batter's box. Nelly Cruz behind 0-2. Remember, Quintero had to race around on that triple by Bourne. He seemed to be gassed after that. Now trying to shake off that last happenstance with Cruz at the plate. With 2 on. And 2 out. No pitch quite yet. We were at a very leisurely pace tonight. Nelly looking for some 2-strike magic. A fly ball right field. Hunter Pence near the track has got it. Rangers strand a couple. End of 8. 5-3 Astros. Most strikeouts to open a ball game when he struck out the first 8 Dodgers he faced in a September game back in 1986.
Well, while you're on TV, we'll just look at his numbers. And we've seen him in this series. You told us about him last night.
Yeah, you people know all about Jason Grilli. He's been around for 100 years. He throws hard, has a good slider.
Can we just leave them up talking for a while?
Sure.
Good to have JD in the booth next door, and Bill Brown, of course. Great Astros announcers. Jason Grilli will take over on the mound, facing Miguel Tejada in a wild swing to begin the 9th inning.
Oh, there's the good slider that JD was talking about. Jason's fastball anywhere from 91 to 93, so it's an above average fastball. Good slider.
That one falling a bit outside. You got Tejada, Lee, and Berkman here in the Astros 9th. And the closer for Houston starting to get ready. We saw Jose Valverde the other night. That is the torso of Jose Valverde. Again, he's cleverly hidden behind a blue towel. The body type kind of gives him away, though. Papa Grande. One-two to Tejada. He fouls it back in the crowd of 25,000. Next time the Rangers are home, we're talking about June the 26th, the Friday night against the San Diego Padres. A Big Bang Friday fireworks night. You know what the theme is for the fireworks? It's the Summer of Love.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hard hit. Davis sitting down, makes the play, leading Grilli. Nicely done. The Summer of Love. Chris Davis just continues to dazzle over there at first base.
One thing Chris is really good at, a lot of things he's good at defensively, but leading the pitcher to first base with a throw. Very good at that. Jason says thanks very much. You did it perfectly.
Davis was a shortstop in high school for the Longview Lobos. Pretty good pitcher as well.
Yeah, you don't think of first baseman in terms of arm strength, but he's got a good arm. Seen him play third base last year quite a bit, as a matter of fact, and he had a real strong arm from third. Probably could easily play the outfield and have a good arm out there. But very valuable defensively as a first baseman. Something you can't take for granted.
What do you think the average third baseman or shortstop, if you were to put a radar gun on them?
Average?
Yeah. I mean, an average major league left side of the infield guy, what does he throw? 85, 86 miles an hour?
That's a great question. I would say, yeah.
I mean, when he had to make the play.
If I had to guess, I'd say if you take the average, not the highest one, take the average, I'd say 80, 82, 83 maybe.
Lee bends back away.
I can remember Bobby Valentine used to love to throw batting practice, and he got talking about what kind of shape he was in and how he was throwing. And so I bet him $100 that he couldn't throw a ball 80 miles an hour.
Okay.
And he was so positive he was going to win that bet that he could throw a ball 80 miles an hour. And you think of 80 miles an hour, and that's, you know, a lot of big leaguers throw their changeup or their slider at 80 miles an hour.
Or 85.
And so Bobby, we went out to the cage in center field. Marty Scott had a radar gun, and so we put the radar gun on him and showed him every pitch he wanted to see. And after about, maybe five minutes, he was ready to go. And the highest pitch that he threw, and he had a good arm. You know, he wasn't a pitcher, and he was pretty far removed from having been a player. But he threw the ball well. 75 miles an hour. That was the best fastball that he could throw.
(3-2) to Carlos Lee. In the air, right field for Nelly Cruz. What about a really good right fielder like Cruz, or for example Hidalgo, like Houston and these Rangers used to have?
I think if you put Nelly on the mound, he could throw 90 miles an hour. Pretty sure of that. And I've always felt, maybe not now, but in Pudge's prime, I think if you put him on a mound, he could throw a ball 95 to 96 miles an hour.
Of course, Josh.
No question about it.
And Josh Hamilton, remember, was the lights out pitcher in high school. They said he threw 95.
Yep, when he was in high school.
Two down for Berkman. Again, the Astros broke it open with a Hunter Pence homer in the 8th. And Michael Bourne tripled in another run, the insurance run, with 2 out in that inning. So a couple of native Texans getting it done here for the Houston Astros tonight. The Austin native, Mr. Berkman, now trying to contribute. Murphy, Bird, and Davis coming up in the bottom of the 9th for the Rangers. A win, and the Rangers end the homestand 5-4. If they don't rally, it's 4-5. And about to play the next 6 games on the road in the NL West. The Giants and the Snakes. That is a foul ball, 2-2. Arizona's now got a 12-2 lead tonight in Kansas City. Tigers lead the Cardinals 6-3 in the 9th tonight. A's and Dodgers tied 1-1 in the 3rd. Orlando Hudson has just homered for LA. Blue Jays beat the Phillies earlier today 8-7. And the Twins over the Pirates 5-1. The stunner of the day, Washington shutting out the Yankees in a homerless game at New Yankee Stadium. A game that was delayed 5.5 hours due to rain. And the Nats waited out, beat the Yankees 3-0. How about that? You're a Yankee fan. You're there for total, what, if you're 9 hours? You see your team score no runs against Washington. High drive by Berkman. And it hangs up there. Boy, he just missed it. Nelly Cruz got it instead. Now the Rangers looking to tie or win bottom 9 with Murphy, Bird, and Davis coming in to hit. The Ford F-150. Rangers down to their last 3 outs tonight. It is 5-3 Houston. The Astros trying to salvage 1 win out of the Lone Star Series. The Home Depot begins doing more on defense. And Arlington native Hunter Pence flagging one down off the bat of Ian Kinsler tonight. Turned this into a double play. Kinsler hitting into 3 double plays tonight. Andrews, the man, doubled off all 3 times. Now the Rangers need to rock and roll in a hurry. Jose Valverde, the closer, stepped up there on the mound, and he will go after David Murphy. Murphy goes after him, scorches it into right field.
That's almost the exact same thing that happened the other night. Valverde came in, the first fastball he threw, Marlon Byrd hit a bullet into right center field for a double. David hit a bullet only for a single, but first pitch hitting, got a strike to hit and whipped it. 2 hits and a walk for David tonight.
Indeed, the problem was last night, after that first pitch rocket, Valverde got serious, and his next 11 or 12 pitches were real good. But the guy that hit that rocket last night, your right tag, is now batting against Valverde. Here comes Marlon as a tying man. Bouncing ball. Tejada's got it. To second base, and he made that play.
I didn't think there was any way he could make that play, but Miguel Tejada just showed that he's got a lot of shortstop left in his game. That was a big-time play right there.
I'm with you. I'm thinking, boy, it's a nicely placed little roller. It's going to be 2 on, nobody out. And the winning run coming up. Tejada. Perfect. And a very close play. Yep, got him. So now Davis, who has already homered once. Rangers swinging at the first pitch already twice against Valverde. Here's a take, and it's strike 1. Runner goes. Davis a wave and a miss. Marlon Byrd is safe at second. And Quintero is fuming at home plate.
That's a dangerous play right there. You're down by 2 runs. You've got the tying run at the plate. You cannot get thrown out in that situation.
And that was real close.
That's a stolen base that doesn't do a lot of good. That run is meaningless. It may save a double play, and that could be important, but the risk reward is not great in that situation. Or it is great. I think the risk is outweighing the reward right there.
Five pitches, 5 strikes so far from Valverde. Remember Armando Benitez? Valverde reminds me of Armando Benitez. Big, hard-throwing righty, goes right at you.
Yeah, he was a good reliever for a long time.
Davis chases it. Quintero's got to find it. Goes high. Berkman is on the bag. Andrew Jones has come out on deck, and he will try to save it now. Well, Jones was asked to pinch hit the other night, and it did not go well. He was disposed of on 3 pitches. He'll be asked to perform right now. He has 2 career pinch hit home runs, the first of which was to beat the Rangers back when he was an Atlanta Brave. Hit that one off of Oogie Urbina down in Atlanta. Hard to believe that was 6 years ago. Strike one. Something besides the fastball. Because Andrew was a starter most of his career, he really doesn't have that much experience pinch hitting. He's done it about 40 times in his career. It is 0-2.
Both pitches were strikes. Not easy strikes to hit, however. Good pitches from Valverde's perspective.
Now he's thrown 8 pitches. They've all been strikes. And a foul. Boy, just got a piece. 9 for 9 throwing strikes for Papa Grande. Two strikes to count with 2 out, 9th inning. Jones knocks it to right field. Pence coming on. He's got it. And the ball game's over. The Rangers let a host of opportunities get away from them tonight. And their lead on the Angels is down to a game and a half in the AL West. Tough one to lose tonight. Hunter Pence comes home to Houston. He's one of the heroes for the Astros.